Bonjour à tous, hello everyone, welcome back to Mount Mac. This is Mac Plays on Mac and we are now entering episode 18. As mentioned in the previous episode, I returned my Mac Mini M4 Pro and I bought a MacBook Pro M3 Max, all spec'd out with 48GB of RAM. Now, this is an upgrade from my previous M1 Max with 32GB of RAM, so I have 50% more of RAM and it's also 2 generations newer. I'm not gonna go into the specification of each of the different chips I use, but I went from an M1 Max to a M4 Pro to now a M3 Max. All of them were all spec'd out. So now to be quick to compare them, the M1 Max was very fine computer, but when I went for the M4 Pro, I saw some small speed improvements, and not everywhere though, that's the thing. The simulation itself was not much better. The game was launching much faster, twice faster, 3 minutes instead of 6 minutes. That was an incredible gain. But then everything that I was doing with video, like when I was, for example, doing some Photoshop, some Lightroom, or even Premiere Pro to upload the video, all of these were slower or the same speed. So it was not worth for me $2,500. Now what I did is I returned this, and with this $2,500 I actually bought the M3 Max all spec'd out. This was actually $3,500, but my computer, when I returned it, I did a trade it and it actually was worth about $1,400, and so at the end of the day I actually saved even money by doing that trade. I went for a refurbished model on the Apple Store, and how did it do compared to the rest? So it launched 30 seconds slower than the M4 Pro. Now that being said, the experience of gaming on it is much better. It's actually faster when you compare the frames. As you can see on the game speed, it goes very gently to 1.6, 1.8, and we can even see some number past 2 sometimes. So it's very incredible, especially with that population of 62,000. Now all of these performances, they are good, yes, but this is not a computer that you're gonna buy to game on. I can play a lot of games, run them very smoothly. Skyline 2 is a very hard game for computers in general, and that's why if you actually want just to play Skyline and other games and do nothing else on a computer, just get a regular PC. If you look at a City Planner Plays, he can get a FPS of likely not a FPS, but a game simulation at very easily 2.5 to 3 to maybe even more than that. It doesn't always show it, but this is a very different scale. Okay, so he also has a full ledge computer. He's playing not on a laptop, so it's not the same kind of thing. And if you actually just want to do this to game, go the route that he did. It's much cheaper and you will have better performances. Now let's go back to what I'm doing. So a lot of things happened while I was talking about the computer I was using, and let me help you out with what actually happened. So at some point I saw that my train network that I created was actually not working very well because of all of this different cross section, and I figured out that the lane connector was helping you to be able to remove a lot of these changes. So that only works on train tracks though, it doesn't work on tram tracks when it's on the road. Now I saw that I had a lot of demand at some point for housing, single housing houses actually, and I have no more room into all of the different suburbs and cities that I created. So I wanted to create a city purposefully just for single houses, and therefore I just went away where I had some flat area, like make it like an actual suburbs. And what I did is I created this kind of expanded grid with some only one point of access with the highway interchange. Now the thing is, I wanted to have one main road with all of the different businesses for the city, and also later we're gonna actually put all of the city's services. But as you can see, I created this custom road with also having side parking onto that main business, and I have kind of like a strip mall directly onto the street to make it pedestrian friendly. So I did a big time lapse and I saw that nobody actually went into that city. So I decided to try to make it more accessible. So for this, I wanted to create a train station, so there's a direct access from both our cities to this new suburb, and we're gonna connect it right like this. We're gonna have some commerces and train tracks just connecting everything, so it's not actually on the main road, it's just off the main road, so direct train don't need to stop there. Now the buildings that I created don't work here because they were very big, they had their own parking lot, and I wanted to have use of the actual parking that was on the street. So yes, I could have just plopped all of the building myself, but I want to see something that's growing and not because of me. So I just did this. We'll see how it goes. I might change the actual zoning because I don't really like it. I mean, I'm still gonna be in control of what's gonna be there, but I don't want to tell it what's gonna be there. No, it doesn't make sense. Scratch all of this. I just know what I don't want, but I don't know what I want. That's better. So here we are actually gonna make a city services complex. I'm using a mix of assets between the Japanese and the modern ones. So for example, this I didn't like, so I just get rid of it, and I'm switching the deep grid to only 3 unit depth. Now I also created elementary school, and now what I'm gonna do as well is make sure that it's free for the train to get there. So let's hope for the best, and let's hope that it's actually gonna bring more people to live in this area, because right now we have so many more businesses and nobody living. There is about 66 to 72 households compared to 1,000 jobs in this area, so that's just crazy ratio. Again, I'm not very big fan of all of the assets with their parking lot in the front, since I have my own parking lot onto the road. And now what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna try to create different kind of jobs. That's why I'm also putting some industries. I'm changing the layout over here, and finally we are also gonna redo this intersection. I mean, this roundabout over there was just crazy the way I created it. This is not something that's finished yet. I just want to see first off, is this city gonna work and what it's gonna be. So I wanted to do a single point roundabout in the middle of it. It's kind of crazy. I mean, in real life it will be doable. Here I don't know if it's working the way I need to be, but let's take a road all the way down to the city, and there is a lot of things I need to change. I need to make sure the vegetation looks much better. I need to make sure the grade is better. I mean, there is a lot of things, and I wish with Move It we can fix the slopes. That will be an incredible thing in the future. That's something I miss dearly from City Skyline 1, is having the sloping tool. But anyway, plan B. I'm still not growing any population. What do? I'm gonna introduce some public transportation from here to the train station, so just in case people need it, they don't need to have a car. Although I know that this is gonna be a car area, that's why there's so much parking everywhere. We have big lot with big houses, you know, like this is a very suburban area, so I have no issue with this. Now let's bring the power again. I had to disconnect this. We're gonna make sure that here is better suited for this, and in the meantime I'm looking for an area where can I put my tram depot, because this is such a huge building, and I'm actually thinking this is actually a good idea because it's straight on the line itself, and there is no much, I don't want houses to live right next to the road, you know, it will be some businesses. So anyway, I think this is a very well suited area for these kind of things. Now let's put my tram stop. I built much to me tram stop because I didn't want them to be close to the intersection. I just need to delete the one out too close to the intersection. I was too lazy to do it right away, but it will be done off camera before the end of the video. Now I can finally rezone this whole area to get more commerces, more offices. So let's see how it goes. So this is growing, the demand is here, this is incredible, but still I cannot get anybody to move it into this city. It's so weird, it's like my population is broken, it just doesn't want to go above 62,000. Yeah. We lost 2,000 people in this episode so far, and yet I didn't destroy any building. That's very weird. Oh, forgot to mention too, I had to let the game run for a while because we had the new update that came at the beginning of this episode. Actually, one of the first time I launched it with the new computer, and let's say that my unemployment rate was skyrocketed high. It was just crazy. But after a few days, actually, it was much faster than some people may have said, like seeing it in a month or 2 months. It just took me like maybe a day to get to about 25% compared to the 45% I started with. And now it's still stable around the same level, and as you can see, the commerce is booming. Everybody wants to get a job, so it's very good, and that's maybe why I have so much demand. Now I'm building actual tram station at the train station, and this is very cool because that's going to create car-free access for the people if they want to come shopping here, or if they just want to go to the city without using their car. There is also some street parking all around here, but I'm not gonna lie to you guys, the houses, it doesn't grow here. Nobody is moving here. I went from 68 at the minimum to 72, back to 72 at some point, 65, and now we're back at 72. So I'm trying to do everything I can to spur some demand. I'm creating parks right now, a bit everywhere. I did 3 different parks. We're gonna have some custom design over here. This is nothing to do with having more people. It's just me to try to make the park more custom and more attractive, the city more attractive to myself. So I'm gonna also increase the offer into jobs. We're gonna add more offices and more commercial areas. We're also doing a bit of detailing because I still want to detail all this, but I'm very bad. I failed you on this one. It doesn't look much realistic. There is much more to be done. So on the next episode, or before the next episode, I will do a lot of detailing just to make everything look better. But just over here, I'm gonna try to make that city services area an actual cohesive area where all of the buildings are connected together. It's technically not going to be connected, but if people want to walk from one area, the police station to the fire department, they don't need to go through the main road. They can just go across to the buildings. Technically, that's the idea. I don't know if anybody's going to use it, but I actually included some invisible pedestrian access to do this. We also have a medical clinic and a crematory, so literally everything that needs to be in this area to make it successful is actually here. I spent a lot of money on all of this. It actually cost a lot of the taxpayers' money to do all of this, so I really hope that it's gonna get attractive and people are just gonna start living here, because you need to pay for it, because I'm gonna get bankrupt very soon. But anyway, I'm also gonna add an actual high school. Not the most important, but I'm surprised that nobody lives there, so maybe I'm thinking if I have more higher education it will be better. Also, we might have some complaint of some of the employees lacking competencies, so that's why we're gonna have a high school in just a bit. So this is one of the issues with the Japanese assets. I don't know why it pulled up like this. Hopefully that get fixed very soon, but in the meantime I'm trying to just do my best to attract people here. And as you can see, some people use my tram system. I'm very happy to see that they use a train and a tram, but still the population is not growing past 72 households, so that's too bad. I don't know. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna go back to the main city in just a second, and we are gonna add more industries because I don't want to add too much industries here. Now, one big issue that I'm struggling with is trash. It is just crazy that I have so many areas that still don't have access to a reliable trash system, and the thing is, I have the most expensive, the best industrial processing, and it doesn't reach everywhere for whatever reason. So in this game right now. I already even add one over there, but I'm adding one, and I'm adding an extra one for extra capacity so we can get rid of all of this trash, and I'm adding two in our old city as well. All of these are gonna be attached to the different area where there are the closest by, and I'm gonna keep them until all of these trash issue disappear, and then hopefully I will only keep one into Edgewater, and we'll keep the industrial waste processing site to take care of the original city. Again, I'm trying to find what else can I add to the Lost Hill area, and I'm thinking, so let's get a post office, let's get antenna so they can have a fast internet and reliable connection. Let's get the recycling plant over there so the trash is taken care of. But also let's just get a high school, nope, nothing works. And in the meantime, while I was busy on doing all of this, they released a new content pack with the new cities now from Eastern Europe. And this is very interesting. It gave us access to a bunch of new buildings, and I honestly cannot welcome it more. It's incredible, all the different buildings that we have. Now here you see me playing with it. I am actually using some of the medium density, and also we're going to use some of the commercial areas. I'm not growing right here, I'm plopping everything. I'm trying to come up with a design of my own just to make it look like it's using the old block, and because this is kind of an area by our brand new train station where everything is pretty dense, and that's why I'm trying to make it look like they all go together as a building. We also gonna have an entry here, and I want to have an actual building in the center as well, so we're gonna have a small road going right there, just like this. Now we're gonna detail them a bit. I'm gonna add some amenities like a swimming pool and a couple things like this. We're gonna change the surface over there. I'm finally doing some real detailing. This is not the best of the best detailing ever. I mean, you guys all know by now I am not the best at this, but I feel like it's still gonna be a very cute looking indoor area, courtyard area, and I'm gonna use that asset that already has pretty much everything in it. And then we're gonna have some changing cabanas, just some tables. I mean, it's very, very cool. I like adding some kind of details like this. It's gonna make the place feel more alive, and like all of the buildings actually belong together like this. I mean, honestly, like, I'm very, very happy with this building. It's looking so cool. This pack is gonna help me to create a new series, I think. Yeah, I think I'm gonna go with a new series at some point, because this one, like, pretty much, if you look at my population, I cannot grow anything. I have to plop off the building to get the population gain. It's just crazy. So I don't know, I mean, I love this map, and it's too bad I had so much more plans for this map to create more places, more different suburbs, I just wish it was working, but in the meantime I still need to do things, and I'm gonna go with a new city at some point very soon. We're gonna go with something very eastern, I think. And now I wanted to see, how does the building grow together? Can they make some things that actually feel like they belong together? And a lot of people said it sucks to grow things together with this creator pack, but I honestly think that it's not always the case. If you look right there, I was able to get all of this building together, and now I'm thinking, what can I add here? And I want more parking. None of the parking fits, so I'm actually gonna add a parking garage, and just like this, it sits amazingly. I have no more room for parking here, so I'm actually gonna fake the surface over here and make some fake parking. This is not gonna be an usable parking, but I still think it's gonna look very good. Alright, let's take a look at everything we accomplished today. Et voilà, c'est la fin de l'épisode. Thank you so much everyone for tuning in today. I am very happy, very pleased with this new M3 Max refurbished that I just got. Much better than the M4 Pro. I'm definitely thinking I'm gonna keep it. It's gonna fulfill everything that I need from him. I'll keep you updated in the next video to see if it actually is as good as I'm thinking it is. Anyway, have a good day. Au revoir et à bientôt. Merci. Bye.